Okay, boys and girls, right there on top of the hill is where they claim our gold is. Used to be able to pull right up to the gate. I remember pulling up to the gate. It's pretty, all these white fences that you see in Kentucky like this. Some people do the black fences, never knew why. I don't know how well this stuff's gonna show up, but there's the airport to Fort Knox over here on the left. Problem is it's raining, and whenever it rains, the focus a lot of times picks up on. I'm finding this with a lot of government places now. The museum is closed on Monday and Sunday and Monday. Isn't that just great? Isn't that just great? I was going to take you guys to this Patton Museum, see what's left of it. There's not much. They used to have all kinds of tanks there. 11, and it's not. I had plans to fly the drone over some Civil War stuff and do a walk, and I was going to make a YouTube video of it, but I don't know. I don't want to sit here all day and wait for these. Of course, you look at radar, and there's nothing on radar, right? Because these are Stratus. And if you take your 107 test, this is what's called stable air pattern. I was wanting to see how close I can get the drone to the restricted airspace in Fort Knox. Because where I'm wanting to go, it's right next to it. I was just curious. I'm not gonna violate and invade the airspace. So I just wanted to see how close DJI would let me get. I don't know how many of these are still open, but they used to be everywhere up and down this strip. These right here. Coal-fired power plant. A lot of these little towns through here have these flood walls, which can be neat. But whenever you'd see these pink buildings like that at one time were strip clubs. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, but that's what they were. We are in Bullion County. Gotta love it when machine guns are going off, don't you? So this is an area you usually don't get to. Some of my best vendors would be parked right into here, to be honest with you. But this is an area that you don't get to come through much. If you come during the machine gun shoot, they have put, look at that, they did put some. But anyways, there is their gun range. Or one of the many gun ranges, I guess I should say. Looks awfully good. I would want to go today. Anyways, I've watched them set that woods on fire many a times. The tracer rounds. So this was always more vendor parking. I guess they're selling their buses. Oh man, if I turned you around, you should have seen that machine. And there's the racetrack, Ohio Valley Racetrack, right over there, big drag strip. I've run it a couple times. There it is. Closed for the season. Alright, boys and girls, this is the Salt River right underneath of me right here. This river here, the Coast Guard runs up and down it. Alright, we're on the Lewis and Clark trail here.
Continue on State Highway 835 for 2 miles.
If I'm not mistaken, that's where we're going to end up. So this is a Civil War hospital. So we got all these Civil War era houses. Stagecoach route. This is where the old ferry used to be. This is an old inn. So about every building right in here along the river is some kind of historical house from the Civil War era. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff there. Pioneer Cemetery. The flatboats would leave here. They'd make the boats here, the flatboats. And they leave here for New Orleans. pretty cool, the back end of the hotel, the inn. So the thing about some of these, I don't know what you call that style of architecture there, colonial, Civil War, I don't know. So most all these houses, when you get in this old part of town, are some pretty old houses. It's been a couple years since I was here. I know it's sort of a strenuous walk, but so I don't think you can see this, but my gimbal is straight and level. It's one steep hill. This is what I remember about being exhausted after taking this before. I said the gimbal is straight and level. Oh, this reminds me of Klingman's Dome. Man, getting old. That's quite a walk. So, all of this is earthworks that were built to protect the fort. So that's what it looked like. Oh, and the Salt River, they made a ferry across it by putting barges across it. Huh. I'm trying to catch my breath. So there's the Ohio River. There's 31W. Watch your step because we're going uphill and these are slick. I'm just not up to this. Taking a nature trail. It looks like they got some really neat bicycle paths too. Oh, all these berms or their embankments or whatever it's called. Well, that's pretty neat. Guy in New Albany invented a rifled cannon. Huh. So, yeah, Is that not some steep? Look at that. Plus we got a ditch down in there. So they got to come up over this ditch and then up top here. Now they can't get to the other side because it's so steep. Wonder what that's all about there. I know they have a lot of Civil War reenactments here. So yeah, look, you can go upstairs. Yeah. So I don't have the energy to climb up a ladder. Anyways. So of course, there's part of that nature trail down there coming up. So of course this was 1860 Civil War times, and after the Civil War, you know, it was over with. People didn't care about preserving a lot of it, and the other thing is there was never a battle here. It wasn't like Gettysburg or something, you know. But the reason for this fort, the reason it's here, you know, if you looked at that picture earlier, you'll see back in the day when this was built, there weren't these trees here. And so they had their cannons up here, right up here, to protect, shoot any kind of forces going up and down the river, enemy forces. So wow, it's quite an embankment here, isn't it? I don't remember it being like this. Wow. Yeah. Pretty cool. And there's the bicycle trails, mountain bike trails, I believe. That's gonna be pretty cool. Look, there goes deer. Look at them. I ought to go shed hunting, you know it? I might just do that. So I believe this is where they had their guns, right here. See, it'd be pretty hard for somebody to get here. So the river makes a bend right over there. The Salt River is right over there. They didn't worry about the enemy coming up this ravine here. I mean, it's almost straight down. That's pretty cool. I've jumped 4 deer so far. Really tempted to go over there and see how many sheds I could pick up. So I don't know if this will give you a sense or not, but see what you're going to have to, if you're up here defending this, They got to come up over the hill, down through the trench, and back up. Pretty cool. One of my favorite places is Yorktown. Man, you talk about, this is nothing compared to Yorktown. This isn't even one little area compared to Yorktown. Of course, we're talking Civil War here, and Yorktown was Revolutionary War. So, 100-year difference there. Well, that's cool. I did not know that. I don't live here. Just passing through. Ah, so afraid of that. Ah, shit. All right, you can get a better view of these embankments, earthworks. You know, note to myself, here I'm thinking it'd be cool to bring the bikes up here and ride the mountain bikes on these trails. I don't think so. It's too steep. It is so steep. I just slid down one of those causeways, just slid all the way down it. But I don't want to have to ride a mountain bike. Look how steep these hills are, and you're going to ride a mountain bike up that? If you can see the road down there or not. There's a old cemetery up there, but I ain't doing it. But see that bike trail going up there? Man, I'd have to get something different, because I can't climb that in first and second gear, and I got 21 speeds, and I'm telling you, see these bike paths, pretty cool. Oh my gosh.